lovelies, I am finally back. I am back. I am relaunching this channel. I don't know even what happened last year. I have no idea. Until I figure that out, I am not going to come back with an update. But for now, I thought I would do a little first impressions on the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation and primer. I've been wanting to film a video on these two because I've heard rave reviews about them, and I wanted to get my foot in the door with the first impressions and get my foot in the door with beauty videos, because I do want to start doing some beauty videos on here. But for now, we will start with just doing a first impressions. So I'm going to start with the Kat Von D Lock-It primer. It's supposed to be like a hydrating primer that helps like even it all out, and it's a primer basically, foundation primer. Okay, doesn't smell like anything. I'm gonna put some of my hair back. Actually, now I'm putting it on, it kind of smells a bit like sunscreen. Is that a bit of a weird thing? It's not silicone, it's like a water-based primer, and it smells a lot like sunscreen, I'm not gonna lie. But I did like 2 little pumps and that did my entire face. I'm not a massive fan of the smell. I do like that it's water-based. If you've read my blog at all, you may know that I am most definitely not a fan of primers that have like silicone in them. Mainly because I don't like the way it feels and it never tends to react well with my face. We will see how it sits with the foundation. But now what you're all waiting for is the foundation. Now I actually got this on the recommendation of Sam from Sabre Beauty. If you've seen any of my vlogs, you will have seen her in them because she is my blogger bestie and we met, God, I don't know how long ago. It feels like we've known each other forever, and she loves Kat Von D and she actually got me to try this out and buy it in the same day. I mean, it's not that hard. I'd rather test something at home than take all my makeup off and try it out there and then. But they did colour match me. And this is the Lock-It 24-hour foundation. It's £27. Oh, I forgot to say the primer's £24 and the foundation's £27, I believe. And it's supposed to be 24 hours, full coverage, like one pump is supposed to just completely go over everything. No pimples, no discoloration, no bags. So I've got my mirror here. If anyone films beauty YouTube videos, please tell me how you do it with a mirror, like here somewhere or like over here, because I feel like if I put a mirror here you'd be able to see it, and like I can see it now if I put something here so I can actually see, and I'm kind of semi-blind, so I have to have something like here. Oh, I apologise for the state of my face as well. You can see all, I've got quite a few little pimples that have popped up because I swapped a skincare product that didn't work. So let's see how we get on with this foundation. I got the shade 42, which is light neutral, and I think it's like one of the very first, the very lightest shades. The smell kind of reminds me of MAC foundations. Is that weird? Yeah, the smell reminds me of MAC foundations. Right. So I'm just going to use my stippling brush. It's very thick. Okay. Yes, it is very, very thick. Okay. Now just, oh wow, okay, yes, that's a very, very, very coverage. I must say, I'm not massively impressed with it straight off. I feel like it takes a lot of working into the face. It's really taken a lot for me to work it into my face. Okay, so that's going a bit better. Okay, so doing one side of my face, well, one cheek, looks a bit odd, but definitely using a stippling brush, which we're going to ignore how dirty it is. Using a stippling brush, I definitely recommend that you're going to have to go in with a beauty blender and kind of buff out. So I don't know if you can see, but on this cheek it feels very, very streaky, and then compared to this cheek where I've actually blended it in with the beauty blender, it looks, that side looks a lot streakier. And no matter, I don't know if it's my technique or what, but I feel like it dries down very fast as well, so you kind of have to work quite quickly and like do a little section. So like do your cheek. Then I definitely think this is a foundation you're gonna have to blend it with. I personally would use a stippling brush to put it on, work in very small sections. So do your cheek, then do your chin, then do your forehead, etc, 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 because it dries down very, very fast. Like, I do like that it dries down because I feel like it's not going to move, but it makes it hard when you're actually trying to blend it in and things, and like blend in the different sections. So I would kind of work in one order. I do like the colour. I thought it was quite pale when I first put it on, but actually as I'm wearing it, it's warming up and I don't think it looks that bad. I've put a bit onto my neck. Does anyone else do the double chin test? It's the way you've got to check foundations, because you do not want that tan line down the side of your chin. But I'm actually pretty happy with the colour matching. I tend to have pinky tones and kind of yellowy tones in my skin, so I like that they've got a kind of neutral that doesn't have either in. It's just kind of like a blank colour, I think of it as. It's not got any pinks or any yellow undertones, so I'm really happy with that. I think I used about 2 pumps for my entire face, and there was only like literally a tiny little bit on the back of my hand, which I'm very, very impressed with. So I would recommend, if you like a full coverage, maybe try doing 2 coats with this. Let it dry a little bit and then put another coat on, so you're not just kind of wiping away what you've just put on. I would just use my normal concealer and powder over the top, which I am going to do. I'm hoping it lasts a long time. I have quite weird skin. It's like oily in places and then can get really, really dry in some places. Like at the moment I've got like a real dry section over here that started a couple of days ago. I think you can kind of see the redness there. It's kind of masking it a little bit, but it doesn't fare well for many foundations. I've put my full face of makeup on kind of how I normally do it. I basically do it as if I'd going for work. The only thing I've added on top is a little bit of liquid lipstick, just so I don't look half dead. But I'm actually quite a fan. I'm looking in the little viewfinder, and from where I'm sat, it actually doesn't look that bad in the viewfinder. It all seems to match up pretty well, which I'm happy with. Sometimes I find with foundations, if your skin's a little bit more on the drier side like mine, you might put your foundation on and it looks fine, and then the second you powder it to set it, or you put any powders over the top like blusher, highlighter, anything like that, you can kind of see where it's kind of clumping on the dry areas. And if you don't have dry skin, you don't know what I mean, but it literally looks like little areas where the wet and dry product has clumped together on your skin. It's literally the only way I can describe it. But so far so good. I powdered it down and it set really, really nicely. I didn't bake on top of this, mainly because I'm not very good at baking, and I have a powder, but I need to have a play around with baking first to get confident to bake on top of new foundations. But I powdered it down like I normally do to set it, and then I put fixing spray on top of it. And I did use the Kat Von D Lock-It fixing spray, and I'm actually really, really impressed so far. It all seemed to sit nicely. I'm actually really, really impressed with it. I can't stop looking at it in the viewfinder. It actually looks quite natural in terms of like, because I'm so pale, 90% of foundations I try on look orange, even if they're the palest one, and they're not supposed to look orange. they seem to either look orange on me or oxidize super badly. And this one actually looks pretty good so far. I'm going to wear it for the rest of the evening, I think. Yeah, we're like 5 o'clock now, so I'm going to wear it for the rest of the evening, do cooking, things like that, and then I will kind of see how we go in terms of wearing it and see how easy it is to take off, considering it's supposed to be a 24-hour full coverage transfer resistant makeup. I'd be intrigued to see if it actually came off on anything, and I'm also intrigued to see how easy it is to actually get it off my face. I have a feeling that one might be the difficult bit, but I would highly recommend going and getting colour matched in this, especially if, like me, you are the palest of the pale. Like, I genuinely don't know anyone that is paler than me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm waffling on now as usual, but be sure to keep an eye out for my vlogs because I am upgrading my vlog camera. I haven't mentioned this yet, but my old vlog camera, the old Canon, the white one that I mentioned, is getting a bit broke. I think it's getting a bit overused, probably more than a usual camera should be used, but the shutter's not really working and bits and pieces of it are getting broke. So I am planning in probably the next month or so to upgrade it and then be back with more vlogs, and it will have a flip up screen, so I will be able to see what I'm filming and I will be able to see if I'm blurry. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!